All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. This is Rob here at Smirking Gun Reviews. How's everybody doing today? Today, we're briefly, I do mean briefly, going to talk about the Underground Railroads, Chapter 7, Fanny Briggs. Full spoilers, of course, if you have not seen the episode. This is really interesting. Again, it shows what Barry Jenkins is doing here. And what I really love, and this goes to with the streaming service capabilities, right? On a regular old TV show, you watch ABC, CBS, NBC. Everything follows a simple structure of you gotta have enough time to fit the ads in. We always talk about making the episode, episodes are a certain length now. Used to be a lot longer. Commercials used to be a lot less. And I used to think of it as, oh, your episode is 20 minutes and it's like 10 minutes of ads, or maybe 9 minutes or 8 minutes. But really what it is the show. It's not the trying to fit in the ads, it's the ads trying to fit in the show. Basically, without the ads on these channels, you don't have a show. So they can only tell a story. They go, how much of a story can we tell? Because we have to cram in all these commercials. It's really not, that's how I look at it anyway. But with streaming services, you can make your episodes as long as you want, or as short as you want. And the freedom to tell a story however long you want it to be. So when I saw this at first, I was like, wow, only 20 minutes. But I love that, because it means you have the freedom on in these opportunities on streaming. One of the benefits is to tell the story you want to tell. It doesn't have to go on any longer than you need it to. And it shows that Barry Jenkins, again, understands this, and he understands how to tell the stories he wants to tell. And that is really refreshing. So this episode is really kind of an epilogue to Chapter 3, North Carolina. And it literally was over as I'm getting ready to write more. I was like, oh, that's right, 20 minutes. Now, most of this is just Grace, also now known as her real name, Fanny Briggs, and what happened to her, and how I am very happy to at least say that this is 20 minutes of relief, that something positive is possible in the world that this story takes place in. Because at the end of Chapter 3, Fiona sets fire to the house. And what I assumed, and I thought it was screaming from the inside of the house, was Grace, Fanny, dying. It was really Ethel getting dragged away. Fiona gets her reward for setting fire to the house. See, she thought that this was like some sort of cleansing fire. We're getting rid of the bad old taintedness of the Negro in the house. Not remembering that in North Carolina, she's one of the tainted too. She's Irish. I mean, they even, they go, get the Mick. And drag her away, proceed to kick the shit out of her. So her reward for doing what she thought was right was a beating, severe beating, and we don't see what happens later, but I would think that she's probably going to get killed for it, because she set this fire and the rest of the whole series of homes just goes up with it, which can happen, and I almost wanted to think, wow, maybe this is what caused the Tennessee fire, but it's North Carolina. But their whole not way of life, but kind of symbolically, their little experiment failed. They'll have to rebuild somewhere else, this town. I mean, North Carolina is a big place. This town isn't just represented by this town. It's more of an example. But these people are now displaced. And Fanny, it manages to get out the back. I love she quickly wraps her face up and just boots it out of there. We also see the final fate of Ethel, who is added to the Freedom Trail, and Fanny finding Martin, who got the bullet in the back, I believe it's in the back, from Ridgeway. And how he really was trying to help. He really did. He was a good person, but he was also, you could say, when you talk about Martin, is I mean, he risked it all. He got um, rewarded for helping by getting killed. But he did give them up, right? Well, he would he have given her up if she hadn't shown up? And like I don't know. But he, at the time, for most of it, he really was trying to help. Why he was even there, though, like he was doing a dangerous job with the state, being the station agent of this place in North Carolina. Why even have it open if you can't really take anybody with you? I mean, I guess North Carolina's station was meant to just be a very secret one, like like a layover. Like you go there and they take your information and then you move on to the next leg, but nobody stays there. So Fanny finds him. She finds the blown up tunnel and finds, there's like fireflies in there. She finds the book, but she can't go forward. Like she has to get through. She has to leave the book behind, and that's where I think the real message of this story is. And it's only a little, like I said, it's 20 minutes, but it's, the power to survive, the power to persevere. She gets through the little tunnel and finds the train, where she finds the station agent played named May. And I do like the line when she's like, "You guys closed that station." He's like, "Yeah, we, yeah, we closed that station." Just there was a way to the tone of the voice that was really great there. But it's here that she says that I left the book, and I think this is kind of the point of this little story, if you're looking for one. And that's, she's like, it doesn't matter. The stories, our stories, are in here, because she's like, all our stories are gone now then. And I think that you could talk about that as in African Americans weren't allowed to read or write. They weren't supposed to. They weren't in control of their own history. The history of their lives were to be controlled by the white man. And so, since they were just things, they would just be referred to as it and that, like, however the white man wanted to talk about them, which would be in very limited capacity, and is only as livestock, how you talk about your favorite cow. But so they had to learn to keep the stories inside and tell each other, and that those stories would spread amongst people. It's how they communicated a lot of times, I think. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I feel like is saying here. And it's also the way that Native Americans would tell stories, and stories would spread by oral tradition. But then once, slavery was over and people were able to eventually, not without difficulty, learn how to read and write. Again, because all of it was a struggle even after slavery is over, even after the Civil War is over, even, during, trying to figure out where they're going to go and where their place is in the country, and having that all be a horrendous struggle of hate and murder everywhere. Trying to keep your history alive and make sure nobody forgets what happened. Like, because I had said earlier in the series, it's like we're forgetting. We're forgetting. Enough time has passed that we're forgetting about it, and if we don't remember it, if we don't allow these stories to be told, the whole doomed to repeat it thing. But mostly in this, I feel like that's the important thing, is that it doesn't matter. These things don't matter as long as we're here and we can tell the stories. And we can make sure that nobody forgets. Or at least we don't forget. They're people. And so that's really all I have. I mean, the last line being, I like the cut of your jib. Always like that phrase. I use a lot of old phrases sometimes, and I don't even remember where I got them. I think I got them from my grandparents and my great-grandparents. But anyway, that's Fanny Briggs. So this was a brief review. It was really good. Again, just kind of an epilogue. Nice little happy ending to North Carolina, if you want to call it that. So if you liked this review, please hit the like button, comment, share, subscribe. Hit the bell for all notifications. We will be back with episode 8. There's only 8, 9, and 10, and then we're done. And then we are going to be talking about this series with another person who talks about this show over on the channel Always Watching. Is going to be joining me in a discussion about this show once we're done with this series. She's a great channel. If you have not been there, please go check out her channel. She is an incredible reviewer, very eloquent. I love how she talks about things. She's got a very unique perspective. She will be joining me once I'm done with this. So look forward to that on the channel as well, and we will see you next time. Bye.